Hello, I'm Bryan Hutcheson, Sheriff of Rockingham County in the city of Harrisonburg, and thank you for joining me for the Rocktown Crime Report on rocktownnow.com. Today is Friday, August the 23rd, and it's great to be back with you. We were off last week out at the county fair, and the segment before that, actually, we did a special segment as kind of a county fair preview segment. So it's been a little bit since we've had a crime segment. We're going to get into some crime numbers today, but back to the fair. Hopefully, you made it out there. I definitely cannot recall a better weather week to be out at the fair. It was just wonderful weather, wonderful turnout, a lot of good stuff going on. Maybe we saw you out there, but hopefully you got out there real quick. But it was a great week, and glad to be a part of it. A good thing. But again, back to it today. We're going to jump right into it with some crime numbers. Really looking at the crime numbers through the sense of the arrest numbers. So we'll get the first graphic on the screen for you there, and what we're starting off by looking at is these are the number of arrests, so anyone that's arrested within the boundaries of Rockingham County over the past 2 months. So the first there at the top, you can kind of see starting June, the period June 24th down through July the 21st. There was a total of 377 arrests here locally, which averages out to about 94 per week. You can kind of look at the numbers there per week as you go, and then look at the following month. We tracked, kind of getting us up more up to date where we are now. July the 22nd through August the 18th, a total of 323 arrests here locally were made and brought into our jail here in Harrisonburg, and that averages out to about 81 per week. You can kind of look at the weekly breakdown, about 81 per week. So really, for the if you look at that, it kind of went down, which is nice to see. 377 to 323, what, a little over 50, that it decreased during the summer months. And that's kind of what we've been doing, is looking at the summer arrest numbers, summer crime numbers, and seeing how those trends take us which way. We like to go that way. We like to see it kind of go down. The past month going down, 54. That's a nice little decrease that we've seen over the past couple months here, as we're winding down summer now. So the summer is kind of coming to a close. Let's look at our next graphic we're going to put up here for you, and we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at the past month. That second time frame we looked at on the first graphic there, the July the 22nd through August the 18th, those 323 arrests. Well, we broke that down by age, just to kind of get a feel for the age of the folks arrested. And you can kind of see on that chart below it, really, we have the 18 to 24 kind of as the youngest group. You have to be 18 to come in here. We don't house juveniles at this facility. So that's the first group. And then it pretty much goes in increments of 10 after that as you go on up the line, as you can see there. And that was the age breakdown of the 323 arrests that were made over the past month. And then let's go right to our next graphic for that same time period. And what we did is take that and really just kind of break it down into a percentage. So looking at the past month's worth of arrests and the percentage by age. So you can kind of see where we added the percentage column. And really what I think is interesting, if you look at that, the interesting part there is that middle section, if you will, that 25, we put it here and highlighted at the bottom. The 25 to 54 age group amounted to 70% of the total arrests. So that's pretty, a pretty interesting thing to see when you're seeing, well, the 24 and under is only 19%, the 55 and up is 11%, but that mid section, those three age groups in the middle with 29%, 31%, and 10%, there's your 70% over the past month of people arrested were in that age group. And so we wanted to kind of do that, and that leads into where we're going. So looking at that is kind of an interesting demographic for the arrests. Well, what we're going to do for the next couple of Fridays is we're going to take a look and see if that holds up. Does that stay firm with the age kind of breakdown of the arrests that are made, or does that vary? We're hoping it stays firm. Obviously, we hope the numbers overall go down. As we saw the past 2 months go down, we could see it continue to go down. That sure would be nice. But we're going to look at it a little more specifically in that age frame, just because of summer kind of coming to a close. We have schools back in. Most of the vacations are over. It's kind of back to work, back to school, and everything settling back in. And then likewise here locally, we have schools back in at the college level. You have JMU's back, Bridgewater and EMU as well are back. And so we have the college students back in town, which is always great to see. But what we don't want to see is seeing them get into trouble once they get back. We want them to have, a great school year, be safe, and stay out of here. That's the game. We were out at a couple of the college housings in the county last night, kind of handing out some brochures and had some little games and stuff that we did for us, for the sheriff's office, to try to convey that message to the college students. I know the city PD as well as JMU PD have done the same, just trying to convey the message of, look, be safe, have fun, stay out of trouble, that thing. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. Unfortunately, there's been instances in the past where people have bad things can happen fast, and that's what we don't want to see. Really, we don't. We're worried about everybody having a safe time. So we're going to kind of track it and hope that's the case. Hope it turns out to be that way. But we're going to look, especially kind of see, well, is it still that age bracket, or does that 18 to 24 take an increase, or what is it going to do over the next couple weekends? So that's kind of why we're targeting that and hoping for the best as that goes. We want to start off this whole back to school season on a good note and keep it that way. Let's see if we can do it, and we're going to kind of monitor it as we go, see how that trend holds up over the next couple weekends in particular, because it seems like once you get past Labor Day, school's back in, the kids are back. You get past Labor Day, summer's officially over, and you're more into the routine than we are right now. So we'll monitor that and hope for the best. That's going to be kind of our next couple segments. We'll make sure to touch on that. For this segment, since we didn't have a segment last week, we were out at the fair all last week, then we didn't have a question to come in. But if you do, so there's no question of the week for this week, because of us being off in the summer kind of schedule. Just got varied with everything going on. But if you do have a question that you think of any kind, it could be related to arrest or something else, whatever it might be, send that question in. We'll put that graphic up for you here too. Send that question into the newsroom at rocktownnow.com, and they'll get that question to us. We can cover that if we get a few questions in. We'll in the past we've done a segment just answering questions, but definitely we love to have those questions. Like, get some in for the next segment. If you have one, don't hesitate, shoot that into rocktownnow.com, and we'll get to that, as well as looking at kind of some of these trends. Hopefully they continue to go down, the arrest numbers, and seeing the age groups as they do. We're going to take a close look at that here really for the next couple Fridays. So thank you for joining us for this segment of the Rocktown Crime Report. We'll be back next Friday. Hope you'll join us then. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.